you're still at your really beginning of your learning process. You're not like months or weeks into this, or months really. So I think what you should do, and I do this too, if especially a newer piece, is I go back to some rudimentary things for a moment. It's not going to be a big deal. You only have a couple of lines. So what I would probably do is to refresh again. That's without the pedal. Think of that middle voice so you don't go faster. Now I'm not using the pedal, but I'm trying to drag my fingers like I'm going to be dragging them. When I add the pedal, I have to write. And this gives me the balance too. And I'm very relaxed, am I not? You're going through the molasses and you're relaxing yourself. You've got a lot of honey into the keys, you know. Drag these legato notes.
Okay.
So let's do the outer voices. Now that E flat was struck a little bit too pokey. Can you, because remember, that is a destination note. Well, you know, we always have sub-destination notes in a phrase, right? There's big destination. And because that's going to a longer note, it's called an agogic note because it's surrounded by. So you don't want to go in with a pointy finger because really that's the most beautiful note. If you played the violin, you'd be a vibrato on that. I got softer, but it wasn't so much getting softer as it was delaying under that note. So see if you can not go in with a pencil point sound, but a spongy sound. No, first note. What do you want to hear in the first note? You want to come in on a beautiful T. Yes. Now imagine the 16th so you don't go too quickly from quarter to quarter. Delay. That's better. Dip down on this. Good enough. Little crescendo. Here again. That's right. Less on the A. Size down, doesn't it? D flat? D flat? Yeah, don't poke the D flat. Let's do the D flat again. Yeah, you do that again right there, the B flat to the A flat. Right there, breathe.
That's I think
You're doing either
five.
you could do the 5-3 there to the 4-1. That's fine. Bum, 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 bum,
And that's
So we don't have the pedal now, but we're listening as much as we can make seamless legato without the pedal. Pedal will come later. Okay, right there. Oh, you want to hear that E flat like that?
I have a bright.
It just sounds like it's being entered too quickly, so it doesn't have a drawn out like a bow on a violin. Just remember, just like the beginning, you had quarter notes leading to a fuller note, a dotted quarter. Now you have eighth notes leading to a glaringly longer note. So that's what's happening. See what I did? Look. I'm caressing the note.
Okay.
Because if you're gonna, this is different doing that. You know, it's just the note gets deadened. It doesn't have, you know, we are like violin string players, but we have to have another avenue in which to realize what would be a vibrato on that note. We can't vibrate it, but we can enter it. It's just how you enter a note. You're playing with wrists because you have a very supple wrist to play a singing tone cantabile. Otherwise, you're going to get a hard turf here. You know, you're going to get a hard turf sound. Now, there are a lot of fives here. There are a lot of fives. Finally, you get to this wonderful finger number 3.
Okay.
And wrist off. Yeah, now that's where your wrist goes forward. Yeah, you're just doing the bass note. The bass note was just the A flat dotted. But, just forward. Yeah, all we're doing is top and bottom.
Yeah.
So it's 1 and 2. There's got to be a right moment for every cadence. Off. And of course, that B flat can be your level, and the A flat is your wrist forward, right?
B flat is level.
What? Look, I'm pretty level. And then,
I see.
yeah, because you have too many extraneous motions, it won't directly resolve where you want, yeah, like silk. You want that meltdown, you know, honey melt, whatever you can think of if it's an image.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you really have to, this again is relaxation and mindfulness and being right in the moment. You know, you haven't had the piece long enough that you could sit down right away and put the voices together. You might want to do these little reminders to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And also this business of right? Because that's going to be, show me a little of that, how you're doing the undulating middle voice. These are all 2-1s. Make sure you get the right notes. It starts 3-1 and then 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, right? Resolve it. So now you're back, now you're doing the alto voice upstairs, right? Wait, you gotta go back then to measure before.
Okay.
Very relaxed. Wait, you wanna, don't pump that now. Yeah, so you have to be very sure of that. See, now we're just taking parcels again. So every day I wouldn't sit down and try to play the whole thing down. I just wouldn't. It's too early in the game. Of course, in the beginning, we have 3 voices. But let's now do what would be the tenor voice at measure 9. Where you have the 4 voices. You have not yet done the tenor voice. You do the tenor and I'll do the alto, okay? So you're going to do this. Right? Tenor voice is right above the bass.
Yep.
Here we go. And yeah. So if that happens, practice that measure. That measure 11. this is a good anti-aging process. It is.
It might kill me though.
Yeah, it's an anti-aging process. Right, but you could see that this is what we have to do. We have to do it that way for a while until you will just be able to sit down and just put it all together. And without the pedal first, because you really have to know something without the pedal before you. The pedal really won't help this unless it's underlyingly known how you're navigating around and going slower into certain notes, what's your destination, your sub-destinations. There's all kinds of, you know,
you did bass and
permutes.
tenor.
Yeah, because we started out with top and bottom, and then you did middle, and I did bottom with you. But you can now, you were doing individual things, but you're also doing two things. But also you can, later we just had you do one thing with the 16ths, and I did something under you. Yeah, the first note can fall down instead of ooh, wee, wee, wee. It's all vowels. So that happens, you've got to go back and do it again. I'm sorry, be a taskmaster.
Oh, you're right. I'm too impatient.
Well, what happens if you do what you're doing is the brain does not differentiate between what should have happened and what happened. So you have to say, this is what should happen. Yeah, try to avoid, I know it's going to, okay, the pedal will take care of, watch. Look. But for now, see if you can think that. Just make sure your 2 is like a real 16th. It doesn't get shortened at all. It's just, even though you have to shift. Okay, it's better.
So it's that.
Yeah. It's just you have to not let go of that note too soon, because even if you use the pedal, we'll hear a cut off too soon. Perfect.
Okay.
That's the idea. Go faster. Yeah, how long are you going to hold this though? This is going to be for 3 of these and off and then. Yeah, you got to be real clear where that rest is though in the left hand. It's on this. You're playing a 1/6 chord of A flat. You're doing the first inversion in a broken chord, so you're coming up on the second time you played the first inversion. Still there? Off and then. When you play that E flat, you should still be hearing. So listen, still there, right? Stay. That's better. Yeah, you have to do that. The pen. Right, makes a difference. It's harmony. We hear full harmony. But what do you do there, though? Where do you lift that bass note? See, this is what you're going to have to do. You have the patience to do this, to do different things like that, until you get it that you could fold in the texture for all the voices. And so that's why you should not have added the pedal today. You don't want to cover up what underlyingly needs work. And then you'll do things like chi. So top 2 voices were, and I should be using the pedal, I just told you not to. No pedal. See, it takes a lot of control because you don't have the pedal.
Right.
That's what you're going to have to do. And I should have played that, probably play more into the keys when you're without the pedal. Just exaggerate a little, because you don't want to be so tepid.
Right.
Because you're going to have to be really, if you're dealing with 4 voices, you've got to, get into the keys so you can learn to balance them.
Right.
So maybe when you do chi, you see I'm bringing out chi. I'm giving more sound. on saying. I might not. So,
It almost sounds
milking
like you're
it.
pedaling.
Right. Well, you should be able to play like you're pedaling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the goal of a musician is I can do it well without the pedal. Now just think when I add it how much more beautiful it will be because I have this underlying sense of molding the notes without the pedal because I'm listening note to note.